Que lo que? OGV 27. The Juan Marichal episode is here. It's the Ryder Cup recap. It's an NFL recap. Myself and Lex are red hot. We got a wet Willy of the week. We'll finish it off with some decompression. Great episode in store. Before we get started, Lex, tell them about our consensual sponsors.
I don't know if that's the right word, but our sponsors, as usual, Golf Course Degenerates. Check them out. They got sick gear. They got beer. They got a little bit of everything. So check them out. Good Instagram page. Good swag. Shout out Michael Thompson. Thank you for the gear. Orlando, still no gear, it looks like. That sucks.
None.
Our other sponsor, Nashville Stars. Again, I blame myself. I've been slacking. My stuff's kind of scattered all over the place. I don't have a grip on where my Nashville Stars gear is, but I do have a towel and a koozie. They're great. We love the Nashville Stars. Shout out to them. Shout out to a future MLB team in Nashville.
Lore said he was working on getting us some more gear. That's in the works. We know Lore listens every week. So, Connor, we are waiting. And your next appearance on OGV rides on the next batch of Nashville Stars stuff that we get. Lex, you got anything before we get started?
Yeah, quick. First of all, didn't know what episode it was. So 27, great. And you thought that Juan Marichal was the most well-known number 27, or?
That was the first 27 that came to mind. Well, actually, the first 27 that came to mind. That was my number in rookie ball.
Sick.
But I'm not going to say just this is the Orlando Razzo episode. Every episode is the Orlando Razzo episode.
Right.
So that would have just been selfish. 27, first person I thought of was Wani Mayer. Do you have any other 27s that came to mind?
Yeah, first two that came to mind were Vlad Guerrero and Mike Trout.
Are they both 27? I had no idea. That just goes to show you where my head's at.
I don't know about Vlad Guerrero Jr., but the OG Vlad Guerrero.
OG Vlad? Senior.
VGS? Yeah, he was 27.
Okay. All right, so you can go either way with it. The Trout episode, the Marichal episode, the Guerrero episode. Is that fair?
Yeah, that makes me feel a little bit better.
All right. Let's get into it. Weekly recap. Last weekend, I had kind of brushed on it the week before. We have a little bit of a week hiatus. We'll get to that in a little bit. Winona Ryder Cup. I addressed it. I said I was playing in it. There was 3 different courses. I went 18 and then 36. 18 on Friday, 36 last Saturday. First time ever doing 36. I was sore for 2 days. It was really, really difficult. And let's just say I played like shit. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. I got the yips. I don't know if the average human really knows what that feels like, but it's truly one of the most helpless feelings in the world. Lex, I think you've had some degree of it. I know I have in baseball. Talk us through the yips. Let us know what kind of the mind and the body goes through in that sort of disconnect.
Sure. Yes, had the yips. Briefly, I for whatever reason could not make a good throw from third base. Put me in any other position, throws are fine. Third base, couldn't make a throw. But basically something you've been comfortable doing your entire life, you don't have to think about it. When you do it, all of a sudden stops working and you try to fight through it by telling your brain what to do. And guess what? That doesn't work so well when you have to try and work yourself through, an entire physical movement. Brain can't really handle it.
Yeah, so from a golf perspective, played Weekopa on Friday. It's a tough course, really difficult course. It's like desert golf, kind of target golf. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Was fighting it there, really competing. Swing didn't feel good at all. And then the first 9 the next day at Camelback Golf Club, another really nice course. It was in really good shape. The only thing is, kind of a wild move, and this isn't to be sexist or anything like that. They had a cart guy, which honestly, if you're going for that move, that's fine. It's just I've never seen a cart guy before. Let's call it once again. Call a spade a spade. Early motif.
what I'm curious as to what guy applies to be a cart person. Like it's,
Food and
just
beverage.
what male applies for the food and beverage position when it's 99.9% female? That'd be like, being a guy at Hooters, like working as a
Okay.
Hooters girl.
What a great analogy. Yeah, you could probably guess my flabbergastness once I saw our cart guy roll up. But one of the guys I was playing with, we stopped at kind of at the turn just to get a glizzy. And one of the guys I was playing with, he asked the lady at the little Midway grill, what's the deal with the cart guy? I guess they did have someone that called out. So then the male ended up filling in. Nonetheless, never seen that before. Never have I ever seen that before. I don't know if that had to do with me getting the yips, like just getting rattled overall throughout the round, just kind of a domino effect. I found myself standing over the ball probably like 11th hole, and I was literally talking to my partner. Like, I have no idea what's going on right now. Like, I literally don't know what's about to happen. You're in deep shit. If you're saying that even like seconds before your practice swing, let alone like right before you're about to stand over the fucking ball. And I was sober. That's the other thing. It was a sober round.
Yeah, it sounds like you might have been in purgatory, just not sure if you were dead yet. Like you just were in an area that you weren't sure if you were alive. The golf girl was a golf guy. Weren't sure if everything seemed real. Kind of lost touch of where you were at. Didn't have any amongstness in your system. So yeah, that's a tough one. My question for you is, did you putt or did you have the yips while you were putting too?
No, I actually sank a birdie it was like the highlight of the weekend. I sank a long birdie putt on 8 as a par 3. So like, I mean, I putted fine, but a lot of the times I was, 2 putting for double bogey, 2 putting for triple bogey.
Yep.
So it's not like the pressure wasn't on putting. Like, if I would have got the yips putting, oh my God, am I going off the deep end there? Because there wasn't like anything to get the yips for. Like, high stakes kind of match play event. It's easy to get caught up in it, which I definitely did. But there just wasn't the chance for me to do the whole putting thing.
Yeah. So in the past, when you've had these rounds where you've lost it and then gotten it back, it's usually started with a claw or a beer or a couple beers. Why didn't you do that this past weekend?
Well, I took a shot at the turn, but that didn't like. Once again, they had a cart guy, so it's. I'm not putting anything on him whatsoever, but I got a shot at the turn. That's about it. I was also playing 36 in a day. I wanted to pace myself. I didn't want to blow my load too early and then just not be able to actually swing a club in the next round.
Right. That's smart. Hey, but you're going to have those rounds. Unfortunately, it happened during the Ryder Cup. Hopefully, you're just back to it next time you play golf.
Yeah. Yep. And hopefully I don't have another round like that because I shot in the hundreds.
Yeah, those are the days that make you not want to come back to the golf course.
I can't tell you how, like, I'm masking it right now. I'm wearing a mask right now, Alex. I was so upset. Shout out to my brother. He won it. But it was a gut punch. It was a gut punch for sure.
Hey, remember, progress isn't linear. There's ups and downs. It's a process.
It's ebbs and flows. That's life, man. That's life. How was your week?
Uneventful. No, well, not uneventful, but no Winona Ryder Cup for me. Last week at my gym, so finished that up. It'd been 2.5 years coaching. Wrapped that up and heading out to New York on Tuesday.
Did they throw you somewhat of a farewell tour?
Yes, we did do a workout that I kind of got to choose last Saturday, and then some of the guys that I coach at 6 a.m. on a daily basis, we decided to do a beer mile after, which was actually quite difficult. Took me 17 minutes to finish that beer mile. The last beer was very difficult.
What's a beer mile?
It is 1 mile run, or however you want to do it. And every 400 meters, so every quarter of a mile, you have to finish a beer. So you start with a beer, quarter mile, beer, quarter mile, beer, quarter mile, beer, quarter mile.
That's just 4 beers.
4 beers in 1 mile. Yeah.
That doesn't seem that bad.
I mean, the time for me, you know me. I mean, 4 beers in 17 minutes with a little run in between, like that's pretty good.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm kind of relating this to a power hour, and
Yeah,
you
I
do
mean,
what, 8 beers in an hour?
something like that.
That's
Yeah.
half the time in 17 minutes. Yeah, okay. So that's
But
yeah,
also
that's
you have to
pretty
finish
hefty.
the beer. But you have to finish the beer before you go on your lap, which I didn't even do the last one. The first 3 I did it. The last one I
You
kind of
cheated.
ran. I kind of walked with the beer. Where with a power hour, you're just, 1 shot a minute, steady pace. This one's like a sprint. Try not to puke. Run your lap. Chug. Don't puke. Run a lap.
Did you didn't puke?
No, I mean, different setting, a little more competition. I would have tried a little harder, been okay with puking. There were a lot of people watching, not participating. Really didn't feel like it was the setting to push myself to a point of puking.
Yeah, it would have been super embarrassing too.
Right, just not the right time, not the right time or place.
Interesting. And you're leaving for New York.
Yes.
You literally just sent me an invite to your place last night for the first time. Was expecting it earlier.
Right.
But nonetheless it was sent. What are your thoughts? How you feeling? Are you worried that your golf game's going to suffer cuz winter time, like you're literally about to enter the cold season in New York. You're not going to be able to play very much.
Right. First of all, I assumed that you would know that you were just invited whenever you want. I just wanted to formally extend the invitation. I hope you take me up on it. Yes, I'm not even bringing my golf clubs. So this is going to be about a 3.5 month period where I do not play golf. Longest in a long time.
What if you decide to stay there?
If that, all works out and happens, I will have my clubs
New
shipped out.
clubs. You
Or
should just
actually, yeah, I'm going to get new clubs and just go straight to
get new clubs.
deliver to New York. That's
Join
actually
the
for sure what I
boy.
do. P790s, baby.
Yeah, breaking news. The kids got new clubs. So you get the yips, the solution. What the fuck do? You get new clubs. That's it.
Yep. Inject that foam into my veins.
Yes, sir.
But that's it.
You got
That's
anything else?
No, on a personal level, that's good. That's perfect.
That's all you want into your life?
Yeah.
You don't want the spotlight, huh?
No, I'm just here for the people, baby.
Me too. It was a hell of a week, though. Ryder Cup. The Ryder Cup is truly one of the best events in all of sports. I got hooked on it too late, actually. It was when it was in France, the last Ryder Cup. I stayed up to watch it with my dad. I was like, there's really not only golf event, there's few sporting events that are like this. So you best believe I was watching every minute of it. I recorded it. Obviously, I was playing golf some of the time, but I recorded it, was able to watch every minute of it. Just from the start, it was a good old-fashioned pecker slapping. From the second match on, the first match, if you remember, I believe it was Spieth and Thomas, they lost. But since then, it was just an all-out ass tapping. Just a bully show, a noogie, a locker stuffing, and they knew it. They absolutely knew it. You had guys shotgunning beers on a Saturday before, the U.S. still had a ton of points to clinch. And you had Berger and Thomas shotgunning beers. They wanted to double up on them. It was kind of like a great awakening in U.S. golf, and it was kind of a funeral for European, at least a temporary funeral, because they're all super old besides John from Scottsdale. And it was kind of like a reckoning in U.S. golf.
Yeah, this honestly is the first time I've really paid attention to the Ryder Cup, understanding the format, and like how competitive it is every hole, right? Because it's not just, stroke play where you can slowly gain strokes back or kind of play your game and hope it works out over 4 rounds. Like your strategy changes hole to hole because every hole matters the entire weekend. So it truly was on a competitive level that I haven't seen in golf.
Yeah, and they have sucked for years against Europe. And debating if I wanted to like say this, I was talking to a guy that he wasn't in contention for the Ryder Cup, but in the form that he's in, he very well could have been picked. He's won on the tour before, and he brought up a very, very, very good point. He said that this like era of golf, before you just had Tiger and Phil and the other guys, you had guys like Matt Kuchar and Steve Stricker, who was the captain. Now it's like each and every individual on that team is like their own entity, their own superstar. Like you have Bryson and Brooks, who are just alpha males. JT is a dog. DB straight vibin'. He's got his boat called DB straight vibin'. Spieth does Houdini shit. That one shot that he made where Faldo thought like he was actually going to die. He was like doing a play-by-play of his death. He's like, we might lose him. But each and every single one of these guys is kind of their own unique superstar, which is something that we've never had. There's been 2 guys and then the rest of them. And now each and every one of these dudes is just a stud.
Yeah, completely agree. And so you were talking to somebody that this was a player, this was their opinion about what's
correct.
The state. That's really cool. I do completely agree with you. I mean, if you ask people, they probably know Tiger and Phil, but if you ask people that follow golf these days, there really are, all these guys have headlines and all these guys have been, technically not number one, but they felt like they've been the number one guy in the golf world in the past, 5, 6, 7 years.
Right. Morikawa too. DJ,
I love him showing emotion.
Holy shit. And then shout out to me calling the Scotty Scheffler. Like I didn't call it, but I was like, you need someone that's going to put the ball in the hole. Sure enough, in the singles matches, the best player in the world, Scheffler, I'm not going to say he destroys Rahm, but he birdied the first 4 holes to go 4 up with.
Yeah.
And within the first 4 holes. Like that's what it takes in the Ryder Cup. And like they just had like it was so fun to watch. Bryson's all the way back, right?
Oh yeah. Bryson was firing on all cylinders this weekend. He was able to unload on a couple awesome drives. He did it with the putter. He somehow was able to seem like he was friends with the other US players, and he kind of just mocked the European players. He did everything that Bryson usually does, and it worked out perfectly.
He also gave the very first drive of his Ryder Cup. He ended up birdieing the hole, so shout out to Bryson. But he drilled someone in the shin, like shin-burgered him.
Oh, I did not.
It was awesome. Yeah.
What was I going to say about Bryson, man? The format's perfect for him, right? Because who cares if you triple bogey? Like if you're going to bogey, you're going to lose the hole. So you might as well just go for it and try and drive the hole and drive the ball 417 yards. Because if it works, you win the hole. It's perfect for him.
Bro, Sergio didn't even have a chance. Like there was a couple holes where Serge just was not even. He couldn't even putt. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, but Bryson, he's all the way back. I think he's won the hearts of United States golf fans, and then just proceeds to. He's in the top 16 in the World Long Drive Championship right now. Made it from the round of 64 to 32, and now he's in the top 16.
I saw that. Do you think there's somewhat of an inside? There's rumblings. Do you think there's somewhat of an inside job of the WGLD? W World Long. Okay, WLD. World Long Drive.
I think that they're like fabricating his numbers or giving him juiced balls, or like how does that?
Just like wanting him just for the pub, which I don't blame them at all.
I wouldn't blame him for it, but like if Bryson's able to hit the ball 400 yards and also put it in the fairway and now he has the entire like a football field to like play with. I think he like I'm not surprised that he's doing what he's doing.
So you're saying it's not rigged?
No, because all of a sudden you give him a massive fairway and let him unload as hard as he can massively unload. Like, yeah, he's gonna crush the ball. I want to believe that it's not rigged, so I'm gonna believe that it's not rigged.
Okay. All right. Well, Bryson, all the way back. I mean,
All the way
he's
back.
done where he was at a month ago with media and fans to now, like complete 180. Good for Bryson. I'm actually happy for the guy. I'm sure he's going to do something that makes the public turn on him within, next few months, within the next year. But for now, really happy for Bryson. Europe is fucked.
Oh yeah, their lineup just isn't as good.
No,
I
and
don't know
the
what else to say
President's
about
Cup
it.
team is going to be better. Like the President's Cup team has
Why is
young
that?
guys. They got Louis, they got Answer, they got Joaquin, they got Sung Jae,
Okay.
they got Cam Smith, Leishman. Like you put those guys up against, Paul Casey, Matt Fitzpatrick, Poulter, who's old. I mean, the only guys that obviously John is the best player in the world, who's played unreal, by the way. But who else? Like Poulter's old, Sergio's still pretty good, but I mean, you got Rory and John.
We can be brief about this, but I have no idea what the format of the President's Cup is.
Pretty much the same shit.
But like who's playing who, I guess.
It's the rest of the world versus the US.
Oh, okay. So why would our US team not win that?
No, they will win that, but I'm just saying the President's Cup team is now way better. Like before, we created the President's Cup because we kept getting our dicks kicked in the Ryder Cup.
Got it. Okay.
So now the President's Cup team is about to be way better than the European Ryder Cup team.
Okay, got it. And is Europe included in the rest of the world team?
No, why would they do that?
I just wanted to check. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would take the rest of the world team over the European team actually if they were playing. Okay,
Same.
cool. We're on the same page. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and next year it's at Quail Hollow. Should be good.
Where's Quail Hollow?
North Carolina.
Sorry, I'm just the facts. They're just not there for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds sick.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, Europe's fucked. We got anything else on the Ryder?
No, I think we covered it. You just got to, I mean, if you want to learn about the Ryder Cup, just go watch some of the highlights. They're some of the most electric this year.
Yeah, and the press conferences, like I watched all of those too. They were hammered. DJ was saying stuff. DJ doesn't talk, and DJ was chatty Cathy throughout the whole press conference, was giving like golf tidbits and shit. It's like, what the fuck, DJ? But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. NFL. Before we get to our gambling segment, you got anything to say on? I see you're wearing a Josh Allen jersey. You got anything on the NFL? Any like little notes, tidbits that you got?
NFC West, AFC West.
Goat divisions.
Goat divisions. Are the Broncos for real? Are the Raiders for real? That conference is a total mix up right now from what it should be.
I like Teddy B. Hung Teddy. I think they're going to fall down the stretch because that division's so good. Like, I think the Raiders are better. I know you're not a big Raiders guy.
Yes.
I think the Chargers and the Chiefs are both better. But that division and the Broncos are really good. I can't see them over some of these other really good teams in the AFC. Like, there's just no way that they'll propel themselves.
Right. The Broncos have played the weakest schedule in the NFL. They haven't played a team that's won a game yet.
Is that true?
Right. They've played the Jets, the Jags, and someone else.
Jesus Christ.
So they have a weak schedule. I don't think the Broncos are for real. Sorry. I think the Chargers will win that division. I think
Is
the
that
Chiefs will still make the playoffs. And I don't know what to say about the Raiders because they actually look pretty good, even though I don't like the Raiders. It's not that I don't like them. I just don't think they're good.
so? Here's my thing on the Chargers. They look like, I think they might be the most complete team, maybe the most complete team in the AFC. But their coaching, like Brendan Staley has done a great job with the defense, but some of the shit that like they were choosing to throw it against the Chiefs, they could have just ran the ball a couple times, kicked the field goal. They chose to throw it with Herbert, and luckily it worked out for them. They've done a bunch of weird shit like with the clock and stuff like that. That it's like, okay, that shit better. That's not gonna fly later in the season. That shit better not happen. The Chargers consistently do that though throughout the season. So until they show me otherwise, I can't pick them to win the division.
Sure. Yeah, what you might be referring to is that they were going to it on 4th and 4 because they didn't want to leave Mahomes with time on the clock to tie or win.
Right.
Because then you figure if they tie, Mahomes going to win in overtime. So of course they false start, and so now they're 4th and 9.
Mm-hmm.
And if that doesn't work, I'm pretty sure the Chiefs were like already in field goal range, or like one play away from field goal range, and they still go for it 4th and 9, get it, and then also choose to score a touchdown and still leave a little time on the clock. So yes, questionable, but also just balls. Just you knew why they were doing it and ballsy, and they executed, and it was awesome. So, but yeah,
Is that balls or?
They basically said we're going to win this game. We're not going to try and stop Patrick Mahomes.
That's true. That's true. Niners.
But yeah, if that doesn't work, they're super stupid.
Niners in the NFC West could have done that. They snapped the ball with 12 seconds left on the play clock. I've been a James Darts guy. Okay. I have bent over backwards for this guy. I've defended him. I've taken bullets. I've taken arrows for James Darts. What do I get in return? I get poor mechanics. I get missed guys from fucking 5 feet away, high throws, poor pocket mobility. I like Jimmy. Okay. Jimmy's an amazing teammate. He's a handsome guy. God, the guy was carved in a lab. If your best quality as a quarterback is that you're really good after you make a stupid ass play, like you're really good after you throw a stupid fucking pick, that's your best quality as a quarterback, and it never gets better. Like it's always he may throw the stupid interception, but just know he's going to bounce back. Well, yeah, the stupid interception could crush us. Sure enough, he throws a stupid interception. Not only that, he pulls a Henry Rowan-Gardner and throws the ball backwards, which leads to a Green Bay field goal. Niners defense did not play as bad as people think in that game. They were on the field the entire first half because Jimmy G got shut out essentially for the second straight first half. I don't get it. I never understood this whole Jimmy G is stable thing with the reason for not starting Trey Lance. Substitute Jimmy's stupid mistakes for Trey's. You still get Trey's upside. I don't understand it. As you can tell, I'm upset. It's emotional. I've had enough of James Darts. Okay, thank you, James Darts. Thank you, but I've had enough.
Here's my take on it. Jimmy G probably gets you to the playoffs. Jimmy G doesn't win you a Super Bowl. Trey Lance, he might not get you to the playoffs if he cannot, if he plays like a rookie, it's possible that he can make enough rookie mistakes that maybe the Niners fall. It's a tough division. But if you let him play and you keep letting him play and learn and get better, and he gets to the playoffs, there's a good chance that in 20 weeks or whatever, maybe he's ready to lead him to a Super Bowl. And I know that's a lot to ask out of a rookie quarterback, but it's better chance than letting Jimmy try to do it, in my opinion.
I'm not even so sure that Jimmy makes it to the playoffs.
I think you can get to the playoffs.
You can, but
I don't think
division is so good.
Right. But I mean, with that defense, they're going to beat the Seahawks. They're going to beat the Cardinals. Like, it's going to be them and the Rams at the top. And it's just, who wins the division, who's the wild card. That's how I see it playing out. But yeah, the whole division's good, and anyone can win that division for sure.
Yeah, and the Niners certainly don't have time to just wait around. They have legit weapons on offense, and none of them are getting like. Debo was amazing for the first 2 weeks because all they did was throw to him.
Right.
None of these guys are getting any shine because Jimmy's throwing the ball backwards.
Right. I mean, Ayuk is supposed to be the guy, and he hasn't done shit in 3 weeks. So I got to believe that Ayuk is a good wide receiver.
I started him 3 weeks in a row, so started him the first 2 weeks. Didn't do shit. I was like, I got a feeling. Sure enough, catches a tutty.
There we go. Yeah, he's sitting on my
Beast.
bench in one of my leagues, waiting for the offense to do something. Yeah, it's a tough predicament if you're a Niner fan. But if
I don't think it's that tough.
But if you're a Bills fan, we're all the way back, baby, and we're playing the Texans this week, so we're about to be 3-1.
I honestly hate your fandom. Like, it really pisses me off. Like the A's, you're an A's, a Bills, and
Warriors.
A Clippers fan.
I'm not a fucking Clippers fan. I'll tell you that.
You're a Kawhi guy.
No, come on now.
You like P-Bev.
Dub Nation, bro. I've been there since Monte Ellis. Even before that, Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, the squad.
I think Lamont just did something good. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, geez. Giants took the lead.
Lamont home run or something?
No, walk off.
Lamont?
Walk off, Lamont. Wow.
I'm going on Twitter right now.
Late night Lamont.
Holy dude, he's unreal in the ninth inning.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
The Giants are at 105 wins. Dude, did the
Giants
win
are just a fucking wagon.
I saw some shit today that was like all these other teams that are in first place would be like 15 games back, like in the NL West.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. Like the Dodgers last night, the game that they had where they hit 4 fucking home runs. Fuck the Padres, dude.
Wait, dude, the Giants haven't even posted what happened yet.
Yeah, well, Lamont just fucking won the game.
All right, hold on. You want walk-off dinger or walk-off hit?
Walk-off single.
God, he's so good. Oh, damn, they faced Madison Bumgarner tonight.
Wow. Giants just continue to amaze me. Betting-wise, we are hot.
Oh, we're so hot. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just give the quick recap. So we did week 1. We talked about it. Week 2, we made our picks. I'm going to make it quick. Razzo made 3 separate picks. Panthers plus 3.5, Patriots -6, Titans plus 5.5. He won all 3. So, I mean, if you parlayed it or took any of them, you won money that week. I did a 3-team teaser, Niners, Titans, Bengals. That hit. So you won 1.5 times your money on that one. Then last week we didn't have a show, but we still made our bets. And Razzo even chose 2 out of the 3 upsets. Falcons to win, upset, Dolphins to cover 4, and then Bengals upset to win. Hit all 3. So he wins another 3.65 times your money. And again, if you parlayed it, I don't know how much you would have won. And then I did a 5-team teaser, Panthers, Cardinals, Titans, Bills, Chargers. That hit. And so that had 4 times your money. So in total, Razzo is 8 for 9 on all his picks. I'm 2 for 3 on my teasers, but out of all of those, there's only 1 game that I've been wrong on. So, I mean, we are on fire. And if you've rode with us, if you rode with Razzo all season, let's say you usually do $10, you're up about $77. And if you do $10 with me, you're up about $45. So, I mean, that's pretty damn good so far.
What do you got for us? What's your teaser this week? What are we following?
Okay, we're going 3-team teaser. We are taking these are all 7-point favorites. So we're taking the 10 a.m. game is the Actually, I don't know the times, but I know that I'm taking Chiefs, I'm taking Titans, and then the Sunday night game is the Bucks. But I'm teasing them by 6.5. So all they have to do is win. And that is for plus 135.
Plus 135, huh?
Sorry for the confusion. But we're taking Bucks, we're taking Chiefs, we're taking Titans, 3-team teaser, giving ourselves 6.5 points. We're buying a half point this week because we don't want any pushes on a 1 point.
Titans, huh?
They're playing someone ass. They're playing like the Jets or some shit.
I don't know, man.
And I know
hate
we
your
do. I
picks.
know we do this and we hate each other's picks, but we're both right. I'm thinking about riding with you this week too. So that'll be not as big money as last week, but I think it's a lock, so we're gonna take it. Orlando, what do you got this week? There's no limit on what you can do. You can take overs, unders, multiple teams.
Riding with Razzy is riding the money lines. All right.
Oh, okay. So you're picking winners this week.
I'm picking winners. I got 2 winners. I got 1 spread. Fuck the Raiders. Okay. Soph and Esh. Chargers -3.
Chargers.
They're gonna come. The Raiders train is coming to a screeching halt. I'm done with the Raiders. I think the Chargers go -3, hand
So they
them
got
their
cover.
first loss. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a field goal, so
Sure.
I don't think that's
great pick. I love the Chargers.
And then my next one is the Ravens money line. They're actually dogs against the Broncos.
That's
Broncos
I
are
like.
-1. And once again, it's tough to go into Denver. It's just the Ravens are good, man. Broncos are good too, but come on.
That game I'll be interested. That's going to be a true test for the Broncos because they haven't played anyone, but they've still looked good and they have a decent team. So if they win that game, they're for real. If they don't, which I don't think they will, I think you're correct. Ravens take care of business. Yeah, good pick. I'm surprised they're dogs, but I'm not Vegas. So
I have 2 rules of thumb with betting. It is never bet the Falcons and never bet the Lions. Well, motherfucker, I bet the Falcons last week. And guess what I'm doing this week?
Lions money line, baby.
Lions money line. I hate the Bears. I think Matt Nagy, he is one of the worst press conferences you'll ever watch. I don't know what he's saying half the time. He said they're picking between 3 quarterbacks still. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
No.
The Lions actually play hard. So this team, I could
played
see
3 good games, even though they're 0-3.
Yeah, they stink, but they play hard. The Bears stink and they don't play hard. So ergo, Lions money line.
So I put in a separate bet. This is not one that I, talk about on the show. Not one that I necessarily think will hit, but I did take a parlay of Lions money line, Colts money line, and Ravens money line because they're all dogs, and it pays like times 10 or some shit. So again, they're all dogs by a couple points, and I'm not putting this on my official OGV bet sheet, but yeah, I put a couple bucks on that one too. So I'm with you on your picks this week, dude.
So you like them? You don't? All right, I like your picks.
You've got a great track record. You've made more money than I have this year.
Thanks,
I like your picks, and in a way, I've kind of ridden with a couple of your picks.
Let's ride with this. Maybe I'll ride with your teaser. Maybe we'll just ride with each other, and then if they both suck, next week we're just gonna go at each other's necks.
Right. Sure enough, we'll both lose all our bets this week, and we'll be right back at hating each other's bets.
But yep, Ravens money line, Chargers -3, Lions money line. Ride with Razzy, Lexus teaser. We're hot right now, so before we get cold, start riding with us.
Yep.
Wet Willy of the week.
You want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I said it last episode. Anyone can get a wet willy, okay? No one is exempt from a wet willy. We give the Pope a wet willy, give the president a wet willy, give Putin a wet willy.
You'd be arrested, probably killed.
And you interrupted me. I lost my train of thought. Anyone could get a wet willy. My wet willy of the week is myself. I'm giving myself a wet willy. The last show I gave Brooks a wet willy because he was talking about how he doesn't like team golf. blah, blah, blah. It was all bark, very much biting. Man, was I wrong. Like, I thought they were going to get their ass kicked. I think you looked at it on paper, you're like, they have such an unbelievable team. But nonetheless, like, we kind of lose every year, so you're kind of accustomed to it. Then you got guys like Brooks and Bryson that are kind of taking the spotlight. None of that mattered. They kicked the shit out of them. I was dead wrong. So I'm giving myself a wet willy. Shout out to me for giving myself one and owning up to it.
So I shit you not, maybe this just is a cop out when you can't think of a good wet willy, but I literally have written down myself as my wet willy.
I could have thought of many wet willies. Devin Williams punched the wall in No, he got angry in the celebration. He said, so clearly he's an angry drunk, punched a wall. That was like a strong candidate, but when you host this show, you have to hold yourself accountable. You hold yourself to a high standard like that.
So I think it's time. We talked about the Raiders. For those of you that follow my personal account, a couple months ago, I made an Instagram story, and it was a poll whether Derek Carr was a top 15 quarterback in the league. And it was a resounding no. And that's what I was looking for, trying to prove my point that Derek Carr is not an elite quarterback, not even a top 15 quarterback. I continued to hate on the Raiders and placed a season-long bet that they would lose or they would win less than 7 games. I even went so far to make a bet with my friend S on that they would win less than 5 games. Right now, I look like an idiot. Derek Carr was just named the September offensive player of the month for the AFC. I mean, just think about how good the AFC is and what quarterbacks are in the AFC. It is Derek Carr. The Raiders are 3-0. They've beaten the Ravens. The Steelers, and who else did they beat? Who's the third team they beat?
The Ravens, the Steelers, and
the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So a respectable schedule. They're tied for first in the AFC West. And at this point in the season, I have to give myself a wet willy. Now, I'm reserving the right to retract that wet willy if I am right about some of these things later in the season.
You can't retract a wet willy. You're giving it to yourself for right now. You can't just be like, if anything, you're just going to look back on the wet willy and be like, we've come a long way.
Okay, fine. I don't reserve the right to retract my wet willy, but I hope that I can later in the season maybe wet willy Derek Carr when he decides to spike a ball through the back of the end zone, or if the Raiders find a way to not win 7 games.
You can wet willy Soph or Esh too.
Or both of them, or John Gruden if he does some absolutely insane shit.
Or Blake.
Why Blake?
I don't know. I was just suggesting that you.
So anyway, but Blake. at this point in the season, I mean, it still could be a fluke, but good God, it doesn't look good for any of my bets that I placed on the Raiders or just general thoughts about Derek Carr.
Well, credit to us for holding ourselves accountable. Once again, anyone can be wet willied at any time.
We've proven it.
We have. We got anything else before we move on to the end of our show?
No, let's finish it off.
All right. State of the show. Kind of want to do this every now and then. We do have a vlog in the works. My apologies. Kids got to make money. Okay? Kids got to make money. Kids got to grind. One thing I am committed to doing is not missing a week of a show like we've done. I think we missed like 2 out of 27, however long we've been doing this.
Right.
2 weeks. One thing I am committed to doing is not maybe like for Christmas or something like that, but not missing a week of this show. One thing that is difficult for me to do is to put out 8 golf vlogs this year. And I think that's fair going forward until I can fully have resources to do this while not trying to get better at golf. Number one, like that's like as crazy as that sounds. If you don't know me, well, yeah, I'm pretty nuts like that. I'm really trying to get better at golf. I have to support myself to make money. Want to be able to do this because this is really my true passion along with golf. So I think like 8 golf vlogs in a year is pretty realistic. I don't want an
Yes.
audience to expect, a golf vlog every week or a golf vlog every month. I think if I'm giving it my absolute best, it's going to be about 8 golf vlogs because there's other shit that I got going on that I'm trying to advance like in my life to get all serious on you. I'm going to be caddying in PGA Latin America Q School. I'll have more on that. That's going to be in Mazatlan, Mexico. So I'll be posting more on the OGV Instagram page and TikTok page, but I just want to kind of set expectations that it is not I don't want to seem like I'm making excuses, but it's also like my life at the same time where I'm trying to make advancements and that sort of thing, as well as trying to do this content thing and put out as much as possible. But expect more of those short clips, short stuff like this on the Instagram page and TikTok, as opposed to the 30-minute golf vlog that takes weeks to turn around.
I mean, yes. I mean, this is your show. I'm completely on board. Those golf vlogs are for sure the highest requirement of resources and time. Um, I believe those are still awesome, and you can do great things with those, and you'll have great guests on. Continue to have great guests on those. But I'm all on board as long whatever you want to do, and I think the short clips will be a great way to go to supplement that.
And by the way, the short clips, I think, they may not get that many likes on Instagram. I think our boy Kai, Kapler's minion, saw my post.
You think
Like,
so?
that's my theory. Dude, he's been wearing different stuff than Kapler the last few games. Like, literally, since I posted that, he's worn different stuff. And I tagged him in the post.
I wonder if he saw that. That'd be great. Um, hey, but I mean, yeah, that's when people talk to me and they say, they like something, or I haven't really had anyone say they didn't like something, or things that they like, or things they thought were funny. It's usually from the clips, right? So they're watching clips of the thing. I know some people are watching longer parts of it, but so I think putting out short clips gives people an idea of what we're doing on the show and what you're doing, for the golf vlogs and, just kind of in your life. So I'm fully on board with continuing to post the short clips. I mean, I'm mainly here just to do the show as of right now. So I'm on board.
Right. And what I want more of too on this kind of talk show, just because it's easier for everyone, is more interviews. Like, I want to have people that I talk to in all sorts of the industry. Once again, like, this show doesn't really have any boundaries. So we can bring on baseball people, we can bring on golf people, baseball players, golfers. I don't really give a shit who I bring on. I just like want to bring on people that I like and people that I enjoy having on. So I think that also will be big going forward, is just having people come on our talk show as well. But we'll do a wet Willy of the week with them.
Sure. I mean, I don't know. I really enjoyed our vlog and our podcast with Jamal. I think you have a wide network of people that you like, but also are somehow involved in baseball or golf or media and stuff like that. And I have some people too, and to involve them into a show, learn about them, but then also have them just kind of, maybe do the fun clip bits that we do with us. I think it's a great idea.
Right. And like maybe have one of them do a draft. I'm not like, I can talk about pitching quite a bit. We get a big pitcher on. I'm not going to ask him, the whole time what he's throwing, 1-2 to the number 3 hitter. Like, that's not kind of me. That's not really us. We're going to do different sort of stuff. So just wanted to kind of give a little state of the show going forward, where we're at, and we're going to stay consistent. I realize that's the biggest thing that I've learned in this business, is that people don't really stay consistent enough to, it's really a longevity contest. Like, it's a war of attrition with this thing. So the more we put out, the longer we stay in it, the longer we keep our head above water and just keep pushing forward, we're going to be just fine.
I'm with you. We're going to continue to learn and grow and figure out what works and what doesn't. And I mean, again, you're putting in the, 95% of the work. And it'll come. It'll come.
You just wait. You just wait, Daddy. We keep winning gambling fucking picks, and we're gonna be golden.
Dude, we'll just fund the whole damn thing with our gambling.
Hit Veggie. By the way, I just figured out this private jet company flies out of Scottsdale, and it's round trip to Vegas for like $200.
And you get to go on a private jet?
Yeah. And it's not like, I made sure it wasn't like the propeller, like one of those like, hey, hit the engine twice, like give it a little jump. No, it's like one of those normal small private jets.
That's lit. I mean, you fly the $200 jet, take our videos, look like we're ballers, or to whoever we're with, and we, go to the absolute minimum blackjack
Go to
table,
Bally's,
the dollar blackjack table.
We hit the Rio, yeah.
The Palms off the strip.
Yeah.
The
Dude, I actually
buffets,
fuck
the
with
$7
Bally's.
buffets. It's not, we're not going to the high limit.
No, dude, we don't need that. All right, we got anything before we sign off here?
No, good show. There's a lot of interesting topics. I'm glad you brought up state of the show. I'm good.
I like doing that. That was good.
It's organic.
It felt good to get that off my chest.
I'm glad, because I didn't know what you were about to say, so I was curious too.
You just saw state of the show.
Yeah, I was like, shit. I mean, I'm not thinking I'm like,
what if I was just gonna be like,
or
it's done? If I fired you on the air,
I'd be bummed. I'd want to do like a weekly Zoom anyway.
Just, dude, I would be so. No, I would like. That would be so off the deep end of me if I just fired you. That'd be clear. Like, he needs help. He needs help. Follow us on TikTok, OGV_golf, Instagram, also OGV_golf. Follow me on Instagram at Orazo3. Follow Lex on Instagram at Alex E. Aguirre. And follow me on Twitter at Orazo. And we'll see you next week. Like I said, that golf vlog with Trent Denholm will be up. And then hopefully, we'll get one in the near future. But until then, we're just going to keep putting out shit every week because we got NFL season. There's so much stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah, we're heading into a good time for sports.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you. Thanks for tuning in.
Love you.